Lake City, South Carolina, what's going on? This is the Crown Prince of Soul Music, Calvin Richardson. Stopping by to let you know that Friday, September the 26th, I will be at the Lake City Event Center with the young Sugar Daddy. Just then, he'll be performing live along with Level 10's live band. DJ Tony T will be on the ones and twos. So make sure that you're in the place to be because I want to meet and greet you while you're there. Friday, September the 26th. Get your tickets at IamCalvinRichardson.com.
It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Let me cut my mic on. There we go. Almost started off. Boy, Satan, you're busy. The enemy is busy, but I got you, partner. Yes, we're alive and in living color. It is showtime. Geno Jones Showtime. So listen up. I come to you live. Let me just minimize. Let me do that. There we go. So I come to you live Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Hello, Chicago. I see you. Stand up. Everybody on the Central Time Zone. 4:30 p.m. out on the West Coast, live in Los Angeles. And Viva Las Vegas. Now we get down. So I need you to do me a favor. Tell everybody you know to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Subscribe, please. Give me the thumbs up. Leave your comments in the comment section. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. By the way, this show is interactive. What does that mean? That means when you just brush your teeth and floss right before you come on camera, and the like the little film residue from the toothpaste. So it means that I need your support because it's so important we support Black-owned businesses. So tell everybody you know to subscribe to the channel. And the show's interactive. That means if you're watching me live right now, you can start a conversation. You can join the conversation. You can ask me a question. You can ask my guest a question. If you got a shout out, maybe somebody in your family celebrating a birthday like Ray Charles, who would have been 95 today. So happy heavenly birthday to the one, the only Ray Charles, whatever it is. You want me to shout you out at work or wherever you're watching. Maybe you're at your gate at the airport about to jump on a flight, maybe doing laundry in a laundromat, public laundromat, where, it doesn't matter where. On a treadmill, in the gym, or at work, got your earbuds in, you're watching me on your phone. Thank you. Make sure that you subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel because it is so important that we support Black-owned media because nobody's going to tell our story. And we need your financial support. By the way, speaking of that, I'm about, somewhere around 70, 75, 76 new subscribers from becoming a YouTube partner. That means that YouTube will monetize my media company and this channel every month. I am that close to crossing that threshold. So thank you in advance. Speaking of financial support, you can support the show. You can be a sponsor like KojoLLC.com, who brings you the Geno Jones Show. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Carolinas, South Carolina, North Carolina, give Courtney Johnson, KojoLLC.com, KojoLLC.com. You can reach her there, or you can call 843 area code 543-4022, 843 area code 543-4022. Thank you, Courtney Johnson. Now, if you'd like to support the show financially, first, if you want to be a sponsor or advertiser, I'd love to have you as part of the Geno Jones Show family. Shoot me an email. Use my Gmail, Geno Jones Show. That's how you spell my name, Geno Jones Show at Gmail. Speaking of my Gmail, you could support the show financially via Zelle if you want a gift, a love offering, bless a brother's business, break a brother off, whatever it is. Maybe you hit the lottery. You just want to support Black-owned media. You can support my company and this platform. I thank you by using Zelle. No amount is too small or too large. Use that email address, Geno Jones Show at Gmail. Or Cash App, $Dad G Jones, all one word, capital D, lowercase a D, capital G, capital J, lowercase ONES. I'm so excited. Miss Plus Size Charleston pageant. Miss Plus Size Charleston, South Carolina, because I know they got Charleston, West Virginia, but no. This is the real Charleston. I'm just saying. No shade to folks up in Virginia. We love y'all, but this is the real Charleston. I digress. So the big pageant is going to be this Saturday. I have the current queen, Tamaya Tolliver. She had to get the name right. So I'm not gonna throw our friend Trina under the bus. Like, I always tell people, listen, always, for me, write it the way you want me to say it. Spell it the way you want me to say it. So anyway, I digress. So I have Tamaya Tolliver, and one of the contestants, I believe, Moretta, she'll correct me. Yep, Moretta. Thank you, dear. Thank you. I'm peeking in my virtual green room. Moretta Dawn is coming on. So anyway, I'm excited to have these ladies on. Get ready for that. But first of all, I got to say this. I'm about 4 minutes into the show. Let me just check my time here. I got to say, I can't see the time running. Oh, I can just look at my clock. We're about almost 7 minutes into the show. All right. So the rapture was supposed to have come today or yesterday. Okay, now if y'all don't know what the rapture is supposedly like God is supposed to send Jesus. Jesus Christ is supposed to come back down here in the flesh. But if he came here, they would probably deport him. They beat him up, and dudes with masks on and everything, they would probably beat the hell out of him and send him off to somewhere in Central America or some prison in Africa somewhere. We are living in those crazy times. But the rapture is supposed to mean that Jesus Christ was supposed to come back and pick his chosen few. I heard some number somewhere like 144,000 people out of 7 billion. Okay. And then he's going to take them, and then the rest of us is supposed to be like the worst days and times. Well, that might be true. that part of the rapture, but hey, I'm just saying, we living through some crazy, some hellified times, so that part of the rapture may be true, but I don't know about the 144 now, but we're still here. I've been living a pretty good life, so I figured if there was a rapture that, Jesus would have been, you've done good by your grandparents, by your mom. You try to help people, use your success and talent and platforms to help. I'll vouch for myself. I'd figure at least I'm good for a meeting with God. I'm just saying, at least an interview. It's like, okay, let's state my case. Here's the book of life for Geno Jones. Lord, I think come on. Go on. Tell the bouncer to open them gates. I'm ready to hear this concert with Luther. Let's see, who else I want to see? Luther, Michael Jackson, Prince, all of them, Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I know. God, you're going to go to hell for that joke, Geno. But there are some people who are so serious about believing in the rapture that they literally gave away their money, their homes. They asked people to take their pets. Now, it looks like the rapture may be on CP time. So if there's anyone else that maybe said, well, just the rapture just a little late, and if you want to get rid of your worldly goods, if you want to get rid of your money, you already have my Zelle and my Cash App. So if you are about to be raptured and you can't figure out, what am I going to do with this money? You can Zelle it to Geno Jones. Just use my Gmail, GenoJonesShow@Gmail, or you can Cash App $Dad G Jones before Jesus and the Lord comes and grabs you and then, takes you wherever you're going. So I'm just saying, but so I had to get that part out. A big shout out and a thank you to Mackenzie Scott. Who is Mackenzie Scott? That's Jeff Bezos' wife. She has wrote another big check helping out black folks. She's helped out a lot of people. So she's worth I think $34 billion. She has given away $19 billion. Her goal is to give away more than half of her money before she passes. She was married to Jeff Bezos, but this is a little funny looking, ugly. He's a MAGA dude. I digress, but I ain't talking about, I see why she left his ass. So Mackenzie, she is the epitome of leaning into humanity and seeing the humanity in all of us, because that's what it's going to take. We got to see each other's humanity, because now we see we're all in this together. You think COVID would have taught everybody that, because that virus didn't give a damn about your race, which is some made up bullshit anyway. It's a made up con game. But your ethnicity, how much money you had or didn't have, whether you went to college, whether your mama and daddy was on drugs or crack or in jail or or you live behind some gated community, COVID didn't give a care. It didn't give a shit about none of that. So you would think that people would have leaned into their humanity, but the exact opposite happened. But I want to shout out Mackenzie Scott. She donated $70 million to the United Negro College Fund to help the 37 black HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities. Now, she gave the UNCF, United Negro College Fund, $10 million in 2020. Now she did that times 7. So in 5 years, I don't know anybody. I ain't shading Oprah. I ain't counting nobody else's money. With all these billionaires, Oprah, Jay-Z, Beyonce, let's see who, LeBron, Robert Smith, the brother that paid. Now he did pay some folks tuition that 1 year for Morehouse's graduation, but she has written 2 checks in 5 years for $80 million to support historically black colleges and universities through the United Negro College Fund. So big shout out to her. Big shout out to former Vice President Kamala Harris, who should be president. I digress. Her book, 107 Days, is out today. Madam Vice President, we got to get you on this show. We just had some fun. I got a chance to actually interview her when she was running she was in the Democratic primary in 2016. They came here. I digress. So her book talks about the 107 days she had to run for president last year, right around this time, because it actually happened in, I think it was late July, because I actually went to the convention in Chicago. So I saw her on TV last night with Rachel Maddow, and I saw some videos she was on with Joy Reid, because I was going to not call her out, but just because, look, I love her. I got love for what she stands for. But I was just going to say, listen, my sister, it'd have been nice. Yeah, but now she's trying to sell a book. So she figured I got to go on this traditional media platform, but more people are looking on social media. But I did see some video. She sat down with Joy Reid. So I'm going to shout out my friends at Urban View on Sirius XM. Here's an idea. I'm giving it to you all. I'm going to text it. Professor Greg Carr and Lamont King. So Professor Carr and Lamont and Larry Daniel Favors and my man Clay Kane and Karen Hunter and Reverend Al, they should have a giant town hall with all of them. Everybody, all those folks that just named Sirius XM, y'all should have a big town hall. And Vice President Kamala Harris, you should come, and they can all just have a conversation with Dr. Carr and Lamont and Larry Daniel Favors and Clay Kane and Reese Colbert and Karen Hunter and Reverend Al. And then make sure you come here. So that's an idea. So if anybody, I don't know, I do listen to Sirius XM, Urban View. I didn't really listen to that. I haven't heard that. I don't know if anybody mentioned it, but everybody watching me, if you hear that on Sirius XM, say, hey, wait a minute, Geno, the Geno Jones Show, he made that suggestion on Tuesday night. So I digress. I just had to put that out there. Real quick, because I do have my guest on. I think I'm gonna remix this tomorrow, but I want to shout out the people who understood that you, me, and we got the power. Just ask Target. They found out. Yeah, they fooled around and found out. Lost $12 billion. The company lost $12 billion in value since January, just because they tried to give black folks their ass to kiss. And Disney found out because people were canceling their subscription to Disney and ESPN and Hulu. And I say, if you canceled it, don't renew it, even though Jimmy Kimmel is coming back on TV tonight. Now, as I bring on my guests, I want to close by saying this. I've been saying this so long, specifically for us in our community and our culture, but just for humanity in general. We all we got is a choice between either you lean into humanity or inhumanity. It's not about a political party or ideology. It's either you down with humanity and you lean into that and you see everybody else's humanity along with yours, or you lean into inhumanity and you hate everybody. All right, so you got to choose. But it's more of us that, it's more humans, it's more of us that lean into our humanity. And when we understand that and when we come together, all right, like that famous scene in Soul Food, Big Mama said, you know, you don't have any power when you got your fingers out, but when you bring those fingers together and form a fist, you got a lot of power. We are all we got. Speaking to the culture specifically right now as Black Americans, we are all, because America's really giving us their ass to kiss and trying to get rid of black everything. But that ain't gonna happen. We're all we got. But the truth is we are all we need and we got everything we need. But even those who, because once again, this race, this thing that was invented in 1680s, so a small handful of people could have social, economic control, the money, all the money, and all the political power, and decide the social rules, who you could worship, who you supposed, all of that, social, political, and economic power. That's the reason that this whole, they call it a social construct, race. It's a con, it's a made-up con game. And a small handful of people, like the billionaires, who they didn't call them billionaires then, in the 1680s came up with that to divide people, to get them to hate each other so they could steal everybody's money and power. And it is still going on, but we can reverse engineer that and flip that like John Witherspoon told David Allen Greer in Boomerang, you know, you got whipped. No, you got to flip that. You got to whip that. Don't let it whip you. So we can flip this. We can flip all of this. We come together. Ask Disney. We have got the power. Let's use it. Let me bring on my guest. The current queen of Miss Plus Size Charleston. Her year-long reign is coming to the end. She is about to pass the throne to possibly one of the contestants who's going to join us on camera. So let me bring these beautiful ladies on camera. You all have been so patient and let me rant and do my thing. So we have the reigning current queen for Miss Plus Size Charleston, Tamaya Tolliver. I got that, didn't I? Yeah, unmute your mic for me.
Yes, sir, you did.
And
you got
one
that
of the
right.
contestants,
Hello, everyone.
Moretta? Unmute your mic for me, sweetie.
Yes,
Hey,
it is Moretta.
Moretta, is it Dawn? How do you pronounce your last name? Dawn.
Dawn.
I thought so. Okay. Like Dawn dishwashing liquid. Okay. So welcome, ladies. Thank you. Thank you for just sitting through my monologue in the green room. It was so much that was going on. I thought I was doing an HBO comedy special at the beginning of the monologue with this rapture. Did you all know the rapture was either supposed to be today or yesterday?
No, I did not know that.
So I don't know if I should be in my feelings or not.
I know it's coming up, but I don't know
Jesus,
when.
You ain't grab your boy? What I do wrong? So I'm trying to decide, should I be in my feelings or not? So you say you didn't even know it, but I didn't know that the rapture was supposed to be, even though it seemed like every 5 or 10 years somebody comes on, oh, the rapture's gonna be on this date. It's like
yes.
Just news flash.
Remember 2012?
Anybody in human flesh that tells you they know when the rapture is coming, what's coming next is they probably gonna ask you for some money. So you should run. Because I'm not a Bible scholar. I didn't teach Bible study or Sunday school or Wednesday Bible study. But there's a phrase that a scripture, a verse, man not know the day or the hour that I'm coming back. So just for the record. So just, but I had some fun with it. So I want to start off, Moretta, let's start off with our current queen. So, Tamaya, if you don't mind, let's start off. Give us your origin story, which led you up to being the current queen for Miss Plus Size Charleston.
Okay, so I had my daughter, Miss Kennedy Rose. I had her and I kind of lost myself. Before that, I want to say a year prior to that, I lost my sister, and she was so dear to my heart. I was there when we said our final goodbyes and everything, and it kind of felt like I was just floating in
So
time
let me
stopped.
let me let me
So when
stop
I
you
had,
for two reasons. I want you to shout out your sister because I believe that uh, when whoever our family or any loved one becomes an ancestor, we keep them alive, and as part of their spirit joins us by mentioning their name. So shout your sister out. And if I remember our little pre-show conversation, isn't your baby's birthday today?
yes, it's my
Oh, okay,
niece's birthday.
okay.
So my sister Tatiana M. Thomas,
And your daughter, what's your baby's name? Kennedy
Kennedy
Rose. Okay.
Rose. Yes, actually, it's Kennedy Rose Tatiana Jackson. So she is named
I
after my
love it.
sister, and I always pay my homage to her.
I
Homage
love
to
it.
her. And she basically helped raise me. So she was always ambitious. Anything that she wanted, she went after it, and she conquered it. So after I lost my sister, I kind of felt like I was just floating. I didn't know what to do. I lost like motivation. I kept going, of course, because that's what we do as Black women, as Black people, we keep going. But I just had to try to carry her with me. So when I heard about the pageant, I was like, this is something that's up my alley. It's something that's going to challenge me. It's something that I need to push through to try to become the new version of myself, because I'm never going to be the same person I was after losing my sister and also after becoming a new mommy. So I knew that it would help me in a positive way to make it where I needed to go.
What was
So that's when my
let me
journey
ask,
started.
what was the most surprising thing, or maybe the biggest thing that you learned through this journey that you're like, oh wow, okay, I didn't. Once you got on the other side, if there's one thing, or there might be more than one, but if there's like one thing that really surprised you, like, girl, come on, Tamaya, girl, you a bad bee. You didn't, before you went in, you understand what I'm saying? Before you got into the pageant and everything, like you talked about where you were, it could be anything, whatever it was. But especially once you got that crown, you got home and looked in the mirror, you woke up that next morning like, Tamaya, girl, I'm a bad girl. So what was that?
For me, and I kind of preached this to the girls last Saturday, that they really just want to see you. You can be your authentic self, and people will love it. People will actually go and be like, wow, like you're going to reach somebody. You can think that, oh, I'm just one person, but within that time of me doing the things that I truly love, doing the things that challenge me, it's so many people that I reach, and actually was like, oh, I'm going to do this now. Oh, I'm actually going to try and model. I'm going to try and go for a pageant. I'm going to try to go to this dance class, because I took time and pushed myself and conquered those, fears that I had of putting myself out there. So just being me, and people want that, and you can be somebody's one chance,
I want to
seeing
I
that,
want to piggyback on what you said, because it's one of my main mantras for the show. I said that nobody can beat you doing. There's one thing that nobody, I don't care who it is, how great they are or were, suppose how many awards, how much money. There's one thing that all those famous people that we could name, is one thing that none of them, nobody can beat you doing. And that is being the best version of you. And when you learn it, when you get out of your own way, because the biggest enemy that we face is the person that we see in the mirror every morning. And once we mastered, and it's you always learn. My grandfather said you can learn from a little baby. So any day that God allows you to wake up and take a deep breath and open your eyes and be able to, here's a new day, let me live it to the fullest. Nobody can beat you being the best version of you, because there's always so many doubters, people hating, telling you what you can't do. I call it like a bad bootleg version of Spotify or Pandora. All the voices of haters, family, friends, supervisors, co-workers, maybe a boss, trying to project how they see you on you. No, you get to this. Nobody knows you better than you. So once you master being the best
Exactly.
version of you, nobody can stop you. And it sounds like it's clear that you would figure that out. You're like, oh yeah, I love me some me. I love Mary J. Blige. She had a song, and that was kind of the theme was called "Good Morning Gorgeous." She said,
Yes.
"You wake up in the morning and say Good Morning Gorgeous." So
Exactly.
what
No,
is
for
this?
positive of your
Share
life.
the journey, this year-long journey, if you don't mind. Kind of just share it. What has it been like? What's been like that? I can imagine it really hadn't been any lows. What's been the biggest highs? And uh, I know along with being a queen and doing all the things that a queen does, representing a pageant, there's always something, some purpose, a cause. There's something your why, or something that you really feel that God is using you as a vessel. That's the purpose on your life. And if you don't mind, share that with the viewers.
Yes. So, basically, my why for doing everything and my why that's been bringing me through this past year, because technically it's been a year. It was a year in June. June
Okay.
1st made it a year. So I got a little extended year of actually wearing a crown. Um, my why basically was I work with underprivileged kids, so I wanted to make sure that I was pouring into them and showing them that you can be more than what you see around
Say
you.
that.
So just any of my little girls, I have a little girl group that's starting up in January at my school, and just showing them, hey, just because you see sexy red or that's the new biggest thing, or you see baddies and they're fighting, you don't have to
Come on
act
now.
like that. You can carry yourself with
Say that.
poise, So I try to put that, just show them and show them that it's cool, it's really cute, it's very demure, to actually carry yourself like a young lady. So that's my thing, is just keeping it with them. But my other why, of course, is my sister. When I was doing everything, I'm trying to do fundraisers to donate, to fight for a kidney disease. That was one of the things that she
Okay.
struggled with, and then, but unfortunately, COVID is the
Mm.
last thing that took her out. But we just I tried to talk. I talked to different people. I actually met with a couple of kidney disease survivors. They have gotten their
Mm.
transplants, and we shared that connection. And they were, to be honest, more of a blessing to me than they think, because seeing somebody who has survived, and went through the same struggles as my sister, it just made me feel good. Because we were trying. She fought a good fight. And just being able to connect with these different people and show them, and some of the people, they got into modeling because of me, so just seeing them not only get their life back, but conquer other things and do other things, is just beautiful. So that's really my why. I really try to just pour into my community when it comes to the children, and then also pour into back into my sister by pouring into the people that are going through the same things that
And
she went
well,
through.
that's beautiful. And for all those young sisters and those young brothers, what y'all got to understand is like a lot of the chaos and the antics that y'all see on these apps. Listen, a lot of that is for profit. I'm in the
Yeah.
entertainment game. I'm just telling you, a lot of that is for show, and that's for a check. And I ain't knocking anybody's hustle, but we living in a time to where, like I said earlier at the beginning of the show, we are all we got, and we are all
Yes.
we need. Now we got everything we need. And I ain't knocking Rez Hustle. Do your thing, boo. But uh, we all got to grow up, and I believe that as a culture, really as humanity, but I always bring it home because before you can go outside your house and try to help other folks, you got to make sure that your house is in order. So I always start with us, our culture, and then reach out to just humanity in general. But it's just you got to understand that a lot of this is really what you see when you doom scrolling on social media. What you see on video is not necessarily what you get. But we just, as a culture, like I said, we just gotta. I just feel that we are in a time to where I think there's a unique opportunity. There's a saying: there's chaos and opportunity, and there's an opportunity for us to really come together collectively and build communities, institutions, support our own businesses. That's a whole nother monologue. But just to the point that you were saying, you were giving these young sisters an alternative. It's like, hey, look, if you want to be an entertainer, but understand that's fleeting. So when you're hot like Red and Cardi B, that find you somebody that's not in the family, not shading the family, get you somebody that's trained, a financial advisor. Be smart with that money, because you ain't always going to be hot, and invest wisely. How are we going to do it? You get some real estate or the stock market, whatever. But understand and things like financial literacy and taking care of our, not just our physical health in terms of how we eat, like you said, just not, a lot of times they're chronic things, like you said with your sister, kidney disease, and there are a lot of conditions that we can do. We can minimize our risk, and we just have to make that change. That's why loving on each other and loving ourselves starts first with loving ourselves, because nobody can love you till you love yourself. And that's a message I'm sharing with everybody, but I'm telling myself at the same time. So, Moretta, you have been patient, but it's my show, so I got as much time as you all do, so you ain't got to worry about it. So, you are one of the contestants for this year's pageants. So we're going to start off just like we did with Tamaya. Give us your origin story that led you to getting into this year's pageant as a contestant.
Well, it's something that I've always been wanting to do my whole life. I'm originally from Africa.
Really? Which
country? I was born there, and I was raised in Georgia.
Which country?
Huh?
Liberia.
Liberian
girl.
Yes.
Go on, Michael Jackson. That's one of my. I love that. Oh man, when I first heard that song, I almost lost my mind. I'm like, damn, Michael, this is woo. And Mike was cool. I don't know who the sister was. Now, I ain't no shade to his supposed baby mama, but Liberian girl and lady in my life. There's a sister behind that song. I don't know who she is. But you could tell when a brother's singing to a sister, and that Liberian girl just had that vibe. I was like, damn, whoever got Mike, she got Mike sprung. So I'm sorry,
he sung about
I digress.
us.
But when was the last time you got a chance to go home? Because that is one of my definitely main goals. I think we all need to go back home.
I haven't had the opportunity to go home yet. Mm-hmm. Yes, I haven't had the opportunity to go home yet. Ever since I left when I was 7, but me and my family are planning on taking a trip there, either at the end of this year or the end of next year.
Beautiful. So I'm sorry, I interrupted. So from to Georgia by way of Liberia, and then finished this.
And then I came to Charleston about 5 years ago, by myself. It was something I just wanted to experience on my own, and so Miss Trina and Delman saw me working at one of my jobs and was like, hey, we think you'll be good as one of the contestants for Miss Plus Size. And I was like, it's something I've been wanting to do, because I'm trying to get out of this phase of being scared or of having fear and not showing who I truly am. And so when they sprung up the opportunity to me, I was like, yes, this is something that I want to do. I want to showcase my talent. I want to showcase myself and show what I have to give to the world. And so, that's how I started Miss Plus Size.
So 2 things.
Just a luck of opportunity.
2 things. What made you choose Charleston? And if you don't mind, Sharon, you talked about overcoming the fears and the doubts that you may have. If you don't mind, share where that came from and how you overcame that. Because I was just talking earlier with Tamaya. Like I said, the biggest enemy that we all face every day is the person that we see when we look in the mirror, because so many times those voices, like I said, that bad bootleg Spandor, that stream of voices that's created the fear, the doubt, the self-loathing, or whatever it was. So if you don't mind, share those 2. What was it about Charleston that that fascinated you or drew you here, and then talk about overcoming the, like you said, the emotions of doubt and
The
fear and all
fear.
that.
So Charleston was not really on my radar to come down here, but my best friend was in the
Okay.
Navy, and he moved down here, and he was like, "Hey, girl, come see me in Charleston, visit, and then if you like it, come, let's move in together." And so I came down here and visited for a weekend, and I absolutely fell in love with Charleston. I fell in love with the view, the people, and everything, and so I was like, "Yeah, I'm moving."
How long ago was that?
So I told my family. So I told my family, I was like, I'm moving at the end of
How
February,
many years ago was
and
that?
I
I'm
was
sorry,
like,
Moretta. 5 years ago? Okay,
5 years,
that's what I thought you
5
said.
years,
Okay.
yeah. And it was heartbreaking for my parents because I come from a very close knit family where none of us have ever moved out on our own yet or anything like that, and so I was their
Woo.
first to take to take that journey and move out because I just wanted to experience something different. After leaving Africa and coming to America, we stayed in Georgia all our life. We never had the opportunity to travel or do anything, and so when I had the opportunity, I was like, I'm gonna
What
take
part of
it.
Georgia
I want
were
to
you
see
in?
what
Your family?
Gwinnett County,
Okay,
Lawrenceville.
what suburban Atlanta? Okay, yeah, I got family
Yes.
actually on that side of town, just before it, what Gwinnett, Snellville, right in that area. Yep, Highway
Yes.
124.
Yep. That's where
Yeah,
I'm from.
yeah, yeah. I-20, I-20 jump off that exit. There used to be a mall. They closed that mall. Um,
um,
Turner Hill. I think the street is
Discovery
Turner
Mills.
Hill, but on the other side, there used to be a mall that closed.
Probably Discover
Yeah, I
Mills.
can't remember what that. That's insignificant. So, but now, share the story about, like you said, as one of your contestants. I'm stealing her line, so I can't remember which one, but I'm giving her credit. Name checking her. She talked about how she showed up for herself. So what got you to show up
Yeah.
for yourself to overcome all the fear and doubt and apprehension, all that other stuff that folks fed into you, that was holding you back. Along with holding it caused you to hold yourself back.
So I was like, I'm about to turn 30 years old. And I didn't want fear to overtake my life anymore. Cause from the when I was younger, I got bullied for me having an accent, for me being from Africa and stuff like that. Cause I was a very outgoing type of person. I could talk to anybody, I could do anything. But as I was getting bullied when I was younger, it put me in a shell where I started doubting myself and started doubting the person who I know I am. So I stopped showing myself, like showing my talent, showing what God has put in me to share to the world. So, but I told myself, I was like, I'm turning 30. I do not want fear to overtake my life anymore. I said, I'm going to go out there and do what makes me happy and do what I enjoy. And so when the opportunity came for this pageant, I said, yes, this is something I'm going to do so I can show other people my my age, other people my size, younger kids that are looking up to me that no matter what you go through in life, you can overcome it and you can be who you want to be despite what people think of you, despite what people have said about you. You can be who you want to be and who God wants you to be. So, yeah. So this opportunity was my time to break
Come
out of
on,
that
Moretta,
fear.
say that, preach, girl. We might have to go. We might have to put the pastor's robe on you and pass around the collection plate. We a night early? I know Wednesday is usually like Bible study, but you got the Bible study going a night earlier. Go on, preach, pastor. The doors of the church are now open. Pastor Dawn has just spoken.
Just wait,
Pastor
y'all.
Don
Just
is
wait
my
until
dad, okay?
Right.
Just wait until Saturday. That's all I gotta say. Just wait.
I love it. I absolutely positively love it. So, wow, that was so powerful. So I want to, Moretta, I want to offer you the opportunity to speak to any young person, maybe a little girl or a little boy, because I know what it's like being bullied. and I was bullied because I was taught, you know, basically taught not to fight, taught to defend myself, but to avoid trouble. And my grandparents and my mother made sure that I had nice clothes and people would be jealous. And I just wanted, I wanted to stay out of trouble. I never wanted to do anything, even as a little boy, to embarrass my grandparents or my mother. So I would do anything that I could to avoid trouble. And because, people thought that, oh, you a sissy, you punk, you. No, because there's a switch. And I don't want to talk about the switch, but there's a switch. And one of your fellow contestants, one of my guest co-hosts, K Love Christy, she's a May Taurus. So us May Taurus is, we are. It's an Earth.
I love her.
We are Earth sign. We love hard. We have a big heart. We will do anything to help you. We will see your humanity. But if you wave that red cape in front of you, you will get these horns. You will get it. You will get it. You would just as benevolent and as kind and the level of compassion and empathy and humanity that we have. You F around, find out if you want to. You'll be like, oh, wait a minute. What? No, leave the bull alone. Do not aggravate the bull. Leave the bull alone. But I say all that to say that I understand that. So I want to give the opportunity to speak to anybody watching this going through the doubt. I always say, never let anyone's perception of you become your reality, because your life, this is your movie. You are the writer, you are the director, you are the producer, you are the lead actor or actress, you are the editor, you are the promoter. It is all yours. You get to write your own story. I don't care what your parents' story was or a sibling or whoever, who you came from and out of, where you came from, whatever that environment was or even is. It doesn't determine who you really are. You get to make that decision. And like you did, you can change, you can move. So I just want you to, I want to give you the opportunity to speak to anyone out there that is going through that journey. And then Tamaya, I want to toss it to you and give you the opportunity to do the same.
So for all the little girls and boys out there who is struggling to figure out who they are or go for what they want, do it. Just do it. It won't hurt you. Somebody told me once, failure, you fail multiple times, but you will always come back on top. There's always going to be no's in life, but that one yes will change your whole life. So no matter what you go through, no matter what you have been through, God will always have you, and God know where you're going to be in the future. No man, nobody can ever tell you who you are and what you're going to be. God knows your purpose and know who you are, and he is walking with you slowly but surely, and you will get there. So no matter what it is, and having my family and having my family and friends and loved ones to push me and so excited for me to do this, give me the courage to want to even go out there and do more than what I'm doing right now. And then it helps me with my platform, which is about child sexual
Thank you.
abuse.
And I meant to.
So
I
I
was
can
going to ask you about
shine
that.
a
Yeah,
light.
please tell us. The inspiration or why that is such a purpose on your life, if you don't mind. Share that.
Yes. So for me, child sexual abuse is the main thing for me because I am a victim of it. As a child, I went through it, and with me not talking about it or even letting it out, I was angry my whole life. I was so angry. I was depressed. As a child, I sometimes did not want to be around nobody. I would just lay in my bed and just be by myself until one day me and my dad was driving. He had picked me up from school, and me and him was in the car driving. And I finally said it to him because I never said it to my parents or told my parents, but I said it to my dad, and he stopped the car, and he was so sad. He was like, "Why didn't you ever tell me? Why didn't you say something? I could have handled it right there and then. But as a child, I was afraid because I got threatened not to say anything. And so I bottled up that anger deep down, and I lost who I was because I'm not an angry person. I'm a very outgoing, very nice. I try to be nice. I try to be kind to everybody. I try to see the good in everybody. But it hurt me so much because somebody took something away from me that I did not have the choice to say, yes, you can have this or you can take it. And so that's why I want to share a light and let other kids know and let anybody know who has been through it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Don't hold it in, because once you hold it in, it turns you into a person that you don't even recognize in the mirror. And I could not recognize myself. I could not take it anymore. And so finally talking about it, expressing it to my siblings, my mother, my father, my friends, it it sparked a fire in me to where I wanted to shine more of a light on it, because there's a lot of children that goes through that and don't have no outlet to express themselves, and it's not fair. They didn't ask to be in that situation. They didn't ask to go through that. So I need children to know, I need everybody to know, talk about it. No matter if they want to listen, talk about it. Express yourself. Don't hold it in, because you're going to be like me and be angry at the world when the world did not do it to me. So, yes,
And
that's the reason why I'm passionate about shining a light on child sexual abuse.
and Moretta, if you don't mind, if I can, I want to piggyback on what you said. Yes, to especially the young people, talk about it. But to the adults, believe your child.
Listen.
Listen, thank you. Listen and believe and do. You can find out, because a lot of cases you kind of know. You kind of know. Now sometimes, listen, people can surprise you, because sometimes people can put on a good front. I notice, from my own family and things that have happened to family members. But we as adults, we cannot be afraid to confront people and call it out and end it, even if it means ending, a relationship. Be it even a family member, or it could be a lover or a spouse or whatever. No, it's unacceptable, and we as adults, we got to make it unacceptable. And we don't. We're not going to wish any ill. We don't wish death upon you. But when you cross that line, there's a consequence. And there's some things that you can't come back from. People can forgive you, and give you grace, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to put you in a situation where you can do harm. Or so, you may need to heal somewhere else, but you can't heal in this environment. So that's just my own little editorial, but thank you for sharing that and using yourself, turning your pain into purpose and becoming a vessel, because that is something that's so horrible. I mean, I just look at I've seen, I've got family member, one that's really got a horrible story. And then I looked at many of these victims of Jeffrey Epstein, and I saw all these women when they went to Washington, D.C. and spoke, and how they can 25 years later, 30 years later, they can recount how that has affected their life up to this point, and how even to this day, some people don't believe them and say that it's a hoax and they're making that up, and that's got to make it worse. We have got to stop with that bullshit. Excuse my friend. Stop it. Stop that. Stop that. And you spoke very eloquently about, your journey and the pain, and I'm just so impressed. And on the subject of failure, the only time that you fail is when you give up. What we in our society, or just the world, calls a failure is a lesson. is a lesson. Scientists, all these great inventions, do you know how many times that they had to experiment with whatever, when they came up with a cure, before they came up with the cure, for years, they were trying to, come up with the right mix, and they had what people would say failures, but it wasn't a failure. It was a lesson. You learn more in a loss. I used to play sports. I had a chance to play pro sports in 2 different sports. You learn more in a loss than you do when you win, because when you lose, you can reflect, go back in the lab and look, okay, what did I do wrong? What did I do right? But what did I do wrong that caused me to lose? You learn. So those are just lessons. And each time the lesson, you learn more and learn more, and you're like, okay, and pretty soon you figure out the equation. So I just wanted to share that. So Queen Tamaya Tolliver, I know you've got some words of inspiration to those young and not so young that may have gone through, you may have experienced some of the same doubt, because this society is big about telling us what we can do, because you're not tall enough, you're too tall, you're too short, you're too skinny, you're too big, you too dark, you too light, your hair ain't this, your eyes ain't this, your nose, your lips, your family, your mama, your daddy. But it's always, we got all these folks, all these judgmental folks. And as my mother will remind me, and she does, she say, you ain't got a heaven or hell to put nobody in. So it's amazing you got so many folks that got so much to say. It's like, you ain't got a heaven or hell to put nobody in. You didn't create me. But, unfortunately, the enemy is busy, and that exists, so we have to overcome that. So if you don't mind, please share your pearl of wisdom, of inspiration that got you from just, the heartbreak. I can't imagine losing a sibling and then being a new mom. Just the clash of emotion. It's like, oh my God, man, your poor central nervous system was probably like, girl, what the hell is going on? You sad, you happy, you just, everything is just, all at the same time. So I'll let you speak on that.
Well, before I get into my wisdom to the kids or my wisdom to anybody who looks up to me, speaking on what you said with having the happy times, but also it being like one of the worst times in my life, losing my sister. My pregnancy, I went through a whole bunch of guilt, It was really, really bad because like I felt like I was carrying on life without her. Like she always asked, when are y'all gonna make me an auntie? Who's gonna do it? Because I have another sister. Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it? And I was like, not me, because I was 10 years younger than her. So I was like, not me. It's not gonna be me. Not soon. And when I did get pregnant, which I'm fine with sharing this. My first pregnancy that I had, which was literally, I want to say 4 months after losing my sister, I ended up having a miscarriage. And it broke me with that, just because I was like, dang, it's another thing on top of something else. But also I saw the light that was in my family. I felt like I was carrying the light because everybody was putting all their like happiness into, oh my gosh, we have a new bundle of joy coming, and the due date being so close to my sister's death and all that stuff, because I with it being about 4 months after that, I was conceiving. The due date would have been like right almost at the date that my sister homegoing, so it was very powerful. But with that, when I lost the baby, I had to have a talk with myself, because I was like, wow, like I couldn't carry my family through this moment. I took a lot of responsibility in it, because we were tore up. Like, we're still going through it and everything, but after having that loss, I really, it took a toll just on like my mental health and everything with that. But I always tell myself to, help myself cope with it is my sister just needed a little bit more time with her niece. She needed her, she wanted to build, because every time I say something about my sister to my daughter, you would think that she knew her, literally, like, knew her. She lights up, smiles, even like when she was a baby, like first smiles happening. I'm talking about my sister. I'm pouring into her because she gonna know her auntie regardless. So just speaking on that, just bringing light on it.
But let me say this,
It was
Maya.
dark
Let me say
time, but
this.
it was.
Let me say this. I gotta interrupt. I just want to share this because God, the Spirit, put it on my heart. You know, your sister's spirit is with her and you. I know you know it's with you, but I'm sure sometimes you probably look at her, or how does your daughter now?
She's two.
Even if she may not be able to talk that way, I don't know how well she can talk, but I'm sure there's something she may say or do that you'll be like, wait a minute, is this a baby? That's your sister talking to you, because her spirit,
Yes.
your sister's spirit is all
Yes.
in that baby.
Yes, and both of them are Aries.
Oh,
Like
wow.
my due date was my sister's birthday was March
Mm.
30th. My daughter was born April 11th. So I was like, all around her birthday, I was like, Lord, what's gonna happen? Are we gonna have this baby on her birthday, or are we gonna hold off? But they're both Aries, so like I see so much of my sister in her, just the way that she acts. She's so confident. She knows what she wants, and she's like,
I love it. Wait,
no,
at
I don't
two.
want
I love it.
to
At
do
two.
this. Yes, like so there. I can see so much. But moving on to speaking, my pearl of wisdom. I really want to tell our younger generation just to find comfort in uncomfortable situations, positive, uncomfortable situations. When they're there to help you grow, find comfort in it, because there's no way to grow if you just in your little box
That's
and you
true.
feeling good. No. Find comfort in that. You have to keep pushing yourself. You have to try to be the best that you can be. Nobody's gonna make you do your best but you. You're gonna have mentors, you're gonna have people that want to pour into you, but it's your choice on whether you're gonna take that information and actually multiply on it. And that's something that I'm still learning to this day. There's so many people that pour into me, there's so many people that tell me all these good things, but I have to act on it in order for me to actually follow the path that God wants me to follow. And
That
that's
is
just
so
it.
beautiful.
You have to be able to motivate yourself. You have to be able to feel it and be like, ooh, okay, I may get a little nervous or shaken up, but in that situation, I'm still gonna put my best foot forward, and I'm gonna do what I need to do. Because I don't know if some of y'all know, but I do model, and I get nervous every time I'm about to step foot on the runway. I get so nervous, and I'm like, get your breathing together, go ahead. But as soon as I step foot on it, I know I'm owning
I
it.
love it.
I'm uncomfortable, but I know it's growth.
That switch comes on. You're
Which is,
like, okay, you.
yeah, it's like,
That's
woo,
right.
all done.
Showtime.
We're good.
That's kind of the story of
Yes,
my life. When
yes,
that camera's on and that microphone is on, it's showtime. I love it. Listen,
it
I
sure is.
I, I want to apologize and thank you all at the same time. I want to apologize. I want to thank you all for having the courage to share your story. I want to apologize because encouraging you to share your story, I could imagine the trauma that you all experienced, just how, you know, horrific that was and how triggering that can be. So I apologize. It wasn't my intention, but I so admire and respect and honor your courage in allowing yourselves to be a vessel to be a blessing to other people by sharing that pain. So I apologize if my intention was not to trigger, but I appreciate you all's courage, because you sharing your story to Maya. I have a sister that lost a child, so I know what that looks like up close and personal, and what that was like. And I was living in LA, and I flew out to spend with me, so I know what that looks like, unfortunately, in person. And unfortunately, Moretta, like I said, I spoke about one of my nieces, who's been very open about her journey in terms of abuse she's dealt with. Unfortunately, I know what that looks like in other family members. So having the courage to share that story, in spite of the triggers that hits, you are allowing yourselves to be vessels to help and maybe save somebody else's life and give them the courage, like you said, to speak out or to keep going, like in your case, to Maya, and not give up and like, okay, you know what, as long God has kept all of us here, for a reason. We got a purpose. So when we figure out what that purpose is, and we owe it to those, our ancestors, those that are inspiration, that are living, or those that are ancestors, like your sister and your first baby, and for all the kids, Moretta, that all the adults that's still trying to navigate the pain and trying to get a sense of purpose, and for those children, God forbid, who may be going through that, and who knows, maybe they'll scroll through and see this conversation, and that will inspire them to find somebody to have that conversation that you eventually had with your dad and say something. So I just want to thank you, ladies, for just allowing yourself to be a vessel and to share your pain and how you use that into purpose. Moretta, if you don't mind, let everybody know how they can support you at the pageant.
Well, buy tickets. Put my name. But just come out and celebrate these beautiful women, and also me. We've worked our butt off for months to get to where we are, and just come out and show love. We need everybody in the audience so that we can share awareness and let our young kids know, like, this is opportunity for you to go out there and show your light and shine your light on the world. So
Well,
yes.
thank you. I'm excited to see all you all Saturday. So Queen, I'm gonna give you the last word. Let everybody. First of all, what's next? What's your next chapter?
Woo, okay,
You
so
didn't see that one coming, did you? She didn't see that. Come
no,
on,
see,
come on now.
see,
You went through and won the pageant, so I know you are nimble and light on your feet now. So
oh yes, yes. So literally, I just have been like rebranding everything when it comes to me and my social media and all that stuff. I am fully trying to go full fledged with my modeling. So right now, that's what I'm pouring into. If you see my background, that's actually a show that I'm going to be in the day after the pageant here in
well, tell
Columbia.
everybody about that while
So
you got camera time. We're gonna let you promote everything.
yes, yes. So a song for my son. Um, this is actually a movement. Um, I met this lady and she could strut her behind off. Okay, like her poise, her confidence, everything. It tells a story. And then finally, she told me her story. And her story is about how she lost her son to gun violence. So she was already modeling, but she turned her brand into something that came from pain and hurt and made it so much more powerful, you know? So she took the death of her son and decided to help other mothers who are going through this. So she puts on a fundraiser show where we have amazing designers. There's at least 9 to 10 designers that come out, put out their best work. She gets models all over. People check in all over the United States, across the sea. They all come. They have virtual tickets and they watch us strut down the runway, but also it's a fundraiser. So with buying the tickets, they also have sponsorships that people do for them, and it helps with taking care of these grieving mothers. Because when you lose something that you birthed,
Oh
something
my
that you
God.
carried, you know, you lose that. For some of these mothers, it was their only child, to something so that can happen in 1 second, you know. Some people, it was domestic violence. Some people, just wrong place, wrong time. So she goes, she drops everything, and with the funds that are raised, she goes and pours into these mothers. So that's one of it. And her name is Miss Lolita. She's amazing. I love that woman. I truly look at her as a mentor, especially when it comes to modeling. She helps elevate people, and she really, you can tell, just does it from the
So
heart.
Anybody in
So being a
Columbia
part
or
of
the Carolinas, not interrupt. I want you let everybody know
that.
when the event is exactly, where it's at. Also, give everybody your social media platform and let people know where if they can get tickets in advance, e-tickets, or if they have locations in Columbia, South Carolina, where you can actually buy physical tickets. And where everybody, all your social media platforms, and Moretta, I want you to give everybody all your social media information.
Okay, so unfortunately, tickets for this event is just about sold out. The last I heard, which was at our last meeting, we only had maybe 2 VIP tables left, and I think it was 10 tickets left on Sunday.
Well,
So
sell them right here on the
pretty much
show, damn it. They're going to sell it
they
out.
if you want to look for them, Strut Talk is struttalk.com and you can see the message and everything. But the show is happening this Sunday at the Columbia Art Museum downtown. It starts off, I want to say, at 5 o'clock. They do have like a little cocktail hour and everything, and then you get to see all of us rip the runway. It's really nice. It's beautiful. And then, of course, at the end, we pay tribute to all of the souls
Okay,
that were
and
lost.
give them online where they can find that. And
So
that's Columbia, South Carolina, everybody.
yeah, Columbia, South Carolina. And my social media is naturally_T. So it's NATURLEE_TEE. If you want to find me, or you can find me on Facebook, Tamaya
Okay.
Tolliver.
So is it with Instagram, TikTok?
Instagram is the Naturally T. Tamaya Tolliver is the Facebook. And to be honest, I think TikTok is the same thing, naturally_T.
Moretta? I got Mariah here with me.
So you can buy tickets online at the Miss Plus Size Charleston page, or you can pay for it at the door when you get there. And the event is on the 27th, this Saturday. My Facebook, my Instagram, and my TikTok, all of it is Moretta
All
Dawn.
right. Thank you, ladies.
It is simple.
Look, I have enjoyed this time. I know I kept you all way longer than I probably was supposed to, but thank you for spending this time with me. I've enjoyed this conversation. You all's story is inspirational to me. I'm sure everybody viewing. May God continue to bless and have favor on all of you. So Tamaya, I know there's nothing but greatness in your future. I love your energy. I'll probably be reaching out to you. I'm going to do a new segment because October 1st marks the 5th year anniversary of the show. So one thing I'm doing, Christy came on as a guest host because my original guest host is studying for her PhD. She get her doctorate. So she had to take a hiatus because she's studying to get your PhD. It's no joke. You ain't got time to focus on nothing but studying. So K-Love, as we call her, Christy stepped in and has done a great job. So what we are going to start doing after the 1st of October for year 5 is having like special guests to come on with my guest co-hosts on Fridays. So don't be surprised. Both of you ladies, if you get a call or I had Trina, somebody say, hey, look, y'all like come on as a guest host and we just have fun, whatever. Like whatever's going on in the world, whatever we talking about, we just have a conversation. You all probably seen some of the episodes. We have a lot of fun. I mean, it's like a stand-up comedy show. We just have a lot of fun, But if there's something relevant that we need to address, we address all that. So I'm going to extend that invitation. Hopefully, you ladies will accept that invitation. When you get that call, because you all these $1 billion smiles, man, y'all got a good y'all need to shout y'all dentists out or your oral hygienists, because both of y'all got that $1 billion smile. So shout out to y'all dentists. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Queen Tamaya Tolliver, on a great job representing not just Miss Plus Size Charleston, but just representing you and your baby and your family. And Moretta, best of luck to you and all the contestants. I'm excited. I know Saturday's going to be magic, and I know you all going to show out. So I can't wait to see it. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Man, come on, just send this episode to your family. Send it to your family and make this episode go viral. Thanks, ladies. Have a great evening. All right.
You too.
That was wonderful.
Bye.
Thank you, lady. Hey, listen, thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. The Geno Jones Show brought to you by KojoLLC.com. Courtney Johnson, if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Carolinas, South or North Carolina, give her a call. 843 area code 543-4022. 843 area code 543-4022. All right. Once again, thank you in advance. Please tell everybody to subscribe. Leave your comments below in the comment section. The show is interactive. When you're watching me live, please join the conversation. Start the conversation. Shout out whatever you want to say in my live chat room when I'm live on camera. But leave your comments in the comment section, please. Click the thumbs up. And once again, your financial support is so needed. It is necessary. It's so important. We support Black-owned media. So thank you in advance. You can support the show and my media company financially via Zelle or Cash App. You can Zelle your financial support. Geno Jones Show at Gmail. Use my Gmail on Zelle. No amount is too small or too large. Geno Jones Show at Gmail. You can Cash App. Use $Dad G Jones, all one word. $capital D, lowercase a d, capital G, capital J, lowercase O-N-E-S. We'll see you live Wednesday, our Working Divas Wednesday edition of The Geno Show, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 on the West Coast. Once again, tell everybody to subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this episode. Share it. You can copy and paste the link. Tag everybody in your social media platforms. Leave your comments below and click on the thumbs up. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.
Lake City, South Carolina, what's going on? This is the Crown Prince of Soul Music, Calvin Richardson. Stopping by to let you know that Friday, September the 26th, I will be at the Lake City events with the young Sugar Daddy. Just then, he'll be performing live along with Level 10's live band. DJ Tony T will be on the ones and twos. So make sure that you're in the place to be because I want to meet and greet you while you're there. Friday, September the 26th, get your tickets at IamCalvinRichardson.com.